So as a renter in the San Francisco rental market, it's really competitive. Trying to get a place is quite a challenge. So it's important to do as much as one can to stand out. What I did was I created a one-page tenant's resume, and it basically had a picture of me, my name, my contact information, and a little paragraph about who I am as a tenant. And I listed things about myself that would make me stand out, like even something as simple as saying that I'm a student or that I'm studying. Helps people to understand that that's my focus in life right now. I'm not necessarily going to be partying. If I don't wear shoes at home, I can say that. You never know what a landlord is going to be looking for. You just wouldn't list that. I mean, if you're only putting stuff that's going to make you stand out in a positive way. Mm-hmm. So you can't lie about yourself. You have to say what's true.
You're just putting your best foot forward.
Yeah, basically. So if you're substance free, you could say I'm substance free. Or if you, even some hobbies that you do that are quiet and peaceful, list those. I like to knit. That might be something in my tenant's resume. Things that I think are really important to put in there is if I have a really good credit score, if I have a history of paying my rent on time all the time, those are things I'm going to want to put in. Yeah. One way to stand out, I think, is just to notice how I'm presenting as a tenant when I go to a walkthrough of a new apartment. So even what I'm wearing makes a difference. If I look professional, that will make an impact. And when I greet the person, that's really important. Do I make eye contact and shake their hand? I want to make an impression and let the person know that I'm respectful and also that I'm trustworthy. So even that first few seconds of an interaction can make a difference. With Craigslist, it's really, there's no guarantee that the scenario I'm looking at is one that is real or safe or legitimate. So I think as a tenant, I need to constantly be on the lookout for my own safety. I don't generally want to go to some part of town I don't know without a friend. I want to make sure I tell people where I'm going to be. And there are a lot of scams out on Craigslist. At the same time, what I did was when I looked at a listing and I saw there were no pictures and it didn't have a lot of description, it seemed like it may or may not be real. So what I did was I called the landlord to ask a few questions about the property. And since I trusted what I heard on the phone, I realized that the fact that the ad looked a little bit suspicious could kind of work to my advantage, because I thought there might be a lot of people who are skipping over this ad because it has such a minimal description and there are no pictures involved and the price seems low. So when I went to visit, I actually found that it was a great place and it was a good match for me, and I didn't have a lot of competition. I really encourage people to be as safe as possible, and so one of the things that's important is to make sure that I feel safe as a tenant in the neighborhood where I'm searching. So one way to find out if I truly feel safe, or at least safe enough, and everybody has their own range and their own set of requirements and beliefs about where they live, one tip I have is to go on public transit at night to and from that neighborhood. So if I'm thinking about renting in a certain neighborhood, it's important for me to know that I'll feel safe coming home at night on public transit because I don't have a car.